JP Morgan has called for a buy on the ringgit, saying that it could potentially benefit from a US-China trade deal. Jonathan Khazana, JP Morgan's head of forex strategy for emerging markets Asia, told CNBC that the ringgit could do well if a trade deal materializes. He thinks that US-China trade tensions are going to help put a floor under things like CPO because China's going to import more of those such commodities from the US. Reports have suggested that China may buy more commodities from the US as part of their tariff agreement. If that comes to pass, Malaysia could benefit from it, given its position as one of the world's top oil palm exporters. Meanwhile, the Bank of America Merrill Lynch sees the ringgit weakening to 4 ringgit and 15 cents versus the USD by year-end, as it deems sensitive to China's economic growth story. However, Bank of America Merrill Lynch Director Rohit Garg says Malaysia's stable exports are expected to mitigate the ringgit's weakness. He adds that Malaysia is the only country that has not seen much downward pressure on exports, but instead benefits from the trade diversion due to the US-China trade tension. Huap is said to be seeking to revive the 3.5 billion ringgit skin project by offering to lower the cost by 17% to the government. People familiar with the matter told Bloomberg that the pension fund wants to bring back the border control system project that was awarded to e-government service provider Prestariang. Huap holds a stake in the company. According to Bloomberg, it is proposing to cut the project cost to 2.89 billion ringgit and increase its stake in Prestariang if the project is revived. The fund is said to have sold 12.6 million of the company's shares since the project was cancelled in December 2018, lowering its holdings to 5.27% from 7.82%. Police say the investigation into the 1 billion ringgit worth of items seized in connection with the 1MDB case must be completed on or before May 16th. According to Bernama, IGP Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun says this is because the police only have until that date to hold on to the items. After that, they would have to go through certain processes, including recommendations from the court, before proceeding with investigations. In May last year, the police seized a number of items and documents from an apartment believed to be owned by Dato Sri Najib Razak at the Pavilion residence. Meanwhile, on efforts to locate fugitive businessman Loh Teck Jo, Muhammad Fuzi says police are still working with international counterparts over the matter, including from China. He says discussions with Chinese officials are still ongoing and that they have yet to ascertain if Loh is indeed in China. Proton continued its positive start to 2019 with some 5,283 units registered in February. The national car maker said this represented an estimated market share of 12.7%, an increase of over 3% compared to the same month in 2018. In a statement, Proton said that due to the Chinese New Year holidays, the majority of automotive brands had projected a slower month. Proton, however, says it bucked the trend as sales showed a healthy increase of 37% year-on-year. Therefore, for the first 2 months of 2019, sales grew by a cumulative figure of 42% over 2018. CEO Dr. Lee Chun-rong said the Proton X70 is gaining a fan base and attracting strong support from Malaysian SUV buyers. He added that Proton is proud to have set a new record for SUV registrations in the first 3 months after its launch, despite 2 long festive holidays, namely Christmas and Chinese New Year. Lee said the car maker's next target is to set a new 6-month and full-year registration numbers, and it is confident of achieving them. Former PM Dato Sri Najib Razak and Economic Affairs Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali continued to spar over Khazana Nasional's 2018 performance today. Najib had claimed that Khazana's pre-tax loss only came after the Pakatan government took over the Sovereign Wealth Fund, although he downplayed the root cause of the financial impact. In response, Azmin pointed out that the losses incurred were a result of a review of the assets and investments made before the new government took over. He also urged all parties to forget the blame game and look at 2018 as a cleanup of problem assets. Najib, however, took a jibe at Azmin, saying that while he personally would try to move on, he wasn't sure if the people could forget the loss just like that. Yesterday, Khazana reported losses of over 6 billion ringgit amid significant impairment provisions made in 2018, a big chunk of which was due to Malaysia Airlines. It hopes to return to profitability in 2019.